Hello twin flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me today on one of the rooftops in beautiful Manhattan, New York City. So let's get started right away. I'll try to make this a quick reading. It can get a little noisy out here, but it's a beautiful day. A little surprising for this time of year. So let's get an oracle card for each of the counterparts, and then we'll switch to tarot. So for divine feminines, we have the fates. Something fated is coming your way, and I'm being drawn to this star, like something that's destined for you, that is on your higher timeline, that is on your destined path. It can be from any kind of area of life. This is a collective reading, so I'm not going to specify, but I would say that it's something that changes immediately your energetic setup, and it's putting you, well, on a higher timeline. So timeline shifting card number 17. For masculines, we have flexible. So this is to show that the masculines are supposed to be more agile and more open-minded at the moment with whatever comes their way, no matter how much there is an instinct to resist, to push away, or at least to ignore, or it may be triggering and unpleasant, and the fight or flight response kicks in. But it's important to stay kind of one level above it, to be able to see it from like a bigger picture perspective, to be able to see why it has come to your reality, whatever that experience is, right? What is there to learn? Or again, as you know, one of the tools in inner work, in inner child work and personal growth, is to analyze your triggers, right? So look into it deeper. Why is it triggering you? What kind of patterns does it do show up, right? Based on the emotions, based on the situation itself, you can already do that analysis. Or of course you can defer to the professional to help you figure it out. Yeah, let's get cards for the energy for the additional question and feelings towards each other. Ace of Swords. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, some moment of truth is coming in. I'm getting it has to do a lot with this closing week of the eclipse. Also, although eclipse energies actually last for a couple more weeks after the actual lunar eclipse, so it will take us to mid-November roughly, but we are like onto the we're beyond the equator, let's put it that way, right? So we are beyond the 50%. So the Empress, by the way, yep, seeing the higher purpose, personal purpose of events, purpose of relationships, right? Like seeing what is it there to create. How is it taking you to a new level? This is for both twins. So divine feminines, your energy, the Hangman clarified by Queen of Cups. So there's a lot of healing and grounding happening, or needed at least, in terms of emotional state. This has to do with the past cycle, and I've actually posted this on the Instagram, that the past cycle from the eclipse perspective in the larger picture of transits and astronomical events is 2 years. So essentially this is like closing a 2-year cycle, and certain events may come up that actually did trigger some negative emotions. They brought in some heartache, caused some trauma, and now there is a way to heal that, to find closure, to find peace, to be able to release and to move on to other destinations, I'm hearing. For masculines, we have the Lovers with 8 of Swords. Yeah, so masculines are being like put front and center in front of the connection to show them what it has given them, the beauty of it, the inspiration, the empowerment, the support, the nurture, what it has been, how important it is. On the back of it, it is a triggering event for the masculines. Because it does show them the gap in their like previous understanding and the new one, like how much they didn't realize and how much they didn't appreciate it, didn't act on it accordingly, right? And now there's also fear that this is not gonna pan out, because they're now kind of comparing of like what has come down, right? And what they did from their side, like what their part has been. And they, of course, they start going like spiraling in their head in terms of how good or bad it's gonna go down the line, and like how badly they've messed it up or missed it. You know, like, is there still a chance to bring it back? Because I'm hearing that for a lot of them, it's more of a memory, or more of it's at the same time, it's a memory from the past and it's a desire for the future. But they don't feel like it's tangible in their reality, like it's something that can grasp, something they can go towards, right? That's the main blockage here. They don't feel like it's available right now, that choice in love. Additional question is 5 of Wands clarified by 6 of Wands. Oof. So what kind of ego-driven goals do we pursue these days, right? Those victories, those successes that are guided not by our intuition, our heart desire, but rather through some external validation. Where are we seeking that external validation, For feminines, we have death clarified by the star. So this is like in how we go for our goals and dreams. And it's a pretty tricky one, although I'm getting that this is also referring to the Scorpio timeline. We are in Scorpio season now. So it's an easy trap to fall into, where we are being we hear those messages from the media these days that we're supposed to be brave, show up with who we are, and go for our dreams. But a lot of those quote-unquote dreams are actually not driven from our internal desire as much as what we see as a sign of validation from the outside. And that could be a trap, right? And that's what's changing now, what that vision is, the end goal. Why is it there, right? Like questioning what is really happiness for me personally, not what my friends and family are gonna appreciate, not what is gonna get me the status in society to open some new doors and for people to want to be friends, partners, etc. What is actually gonna make me internally happy and more fulfilled and more healed? For masculines, we have 6 of Pentacles clarified by the Hermit. So for them, they're trying to see what the equal give and take means in relationships, because masculines have been through all kinds of imbalance in relationships before, starting from their childhood and situation in their family with their parents, and then going into adulthood and having relationships with karmic partners, with some friends who have been taken advantage, right? And they're now seeing like they've been on the short side of the stick, and they're now trying to overcompensate or to protect themselves from that happening again, or they've been operating based on that, and now they're like with this hermit mode, they're going within and they're starting to feel through how they see this love. And this energy actually helps with that a lot, right? To see what it's like and how they would like to express it, how much of unconditional love they've seen from the feminine, and now how they are ready to express it without necessarily trying to have an upper hand and control and more power and just more saying things, right? Or making sure that they don't give more than they get. I know it sounds a little weird, but you get the point. Feelings of feminines towards masculines. Wow, another 6 of Wands. That's interesting. Clarified by Page of Wands. So there is a desire to have the victory, obviously, in public, in the physical, like a celebration. But the Page of Wands is asking you to do that, or is actually feminine seen as this is going to take some like baby steps. This is going to take some time. This is not going to come around tomorrow. It's not to say that there is no action. One's actually the action suite, but this is like, yeah, we need to be patient and curious. Pages are the students, right? So, and this is like, I'm hearing this is like students on the twin flame journey, you know, in terms of the connection in this case, and needing to learn how to do it right. Not to say that that hasn't happened, right? But this is like a new leg of the journey. Sorry guys, had a call that I needed to take, but let's get back to the feelings. And we're looking at the feelings of divine masculines for the feminines, and we see the Four of Cups here clarified by the Knight of Wands. So guess what? DMs are seeing a very valuable opportunity here, something that they feel so passionate about that scares them, right? Like if they could just release their conscious mind and just go for it, they would just rush into it, right? Like it would be just like that. They would just go for it. But they do want to get it right. They do want to be able to, for this to last and for it not to burn out too soon. They also, as we saw in the previous energies here, they have some fears in terms of whether it's going to work out or not based on the history so far. And that is not just for the feminine to take personal. Of course, there is history between the two. But again, we've seen this pattern where the masculines are visiting how they have been in other relationships, what they've experienced, right? The good, the bad, and the ugly. So that kicks in now when they're considering what this is going to be like and how they want to approach this. Okay, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Joining me today in the heart of Manhattan. I love you guys, and I'll be back with more readings very, very soon.